a lot of people that have been asking the question, why is it that a lot of women's romance novels have to do with animals? This has been a big problem. A lot of people have been curious about this because women obviously, you know, like love to criticize men on their preferences of women. But whenever you criticize women on their preferences of men, you would just be categorically wrong because men aren't their preference. Bulls are. Lizards, dragons, werewolves, bears, dogs. Bit of a problem.
Oh, I didn't see you there. What am I reading, you ask? Well, just one of the best-selling books on Amazon right now. With millions of sales and almost 20,000 five-star reviews, this book has been absolutely blowing up, especially on TikTok, or Book Talk, as the kids call it. Thousands and thousands of women in particular have been raving about this piece of literature. What piece of literature is it, you may ask? Well, Morning Glory Milking Farm, of course. A popular romance novel about a young woman down on her luck who does what every young woman does when facing financial struggle. She starts OnlyFans. No, I'm just kidding. She wouldn't degrade herself like that. She gets a job jerking off monsters.
That's right, the Morning Glory Milking Farm.
I have been reading Morning Glory Milking Farm since last night, and I'm obsessed.
This was a good time. It did not disappoint.
This is confirming every single suspicion, every single bias, every single stereotype, everything that I've been trying to say for a long time, guys. See?
Is trash, then I am a f***ing raccoon. Give me all of the garbage.
Get your eyeballs on this, because it is so good.
Oh my god!
I regret to inform you that there is a new epidemic. An epidemic that many have yet to discuss. And that epidemic is female gooners.
I'm reading what I read.
Now, for those of you unaware, gooner is internet slang for someone addicted to porn.
Yes.
And smut is slang for dark romance novels, otherwise known as porn. Many correct about the dangers of porn addiction with men, how it can destroy their lives and their relationships, and most men know the material they consume is weird. That is why they are ashamed of it.
Yes.
That is why they delete their browser history.
That's
that is
correct.
why they go incognito mode.
Yes.
But these bitches freaks out here. They display—
That's what's so crazy about it, is like all of these girls think that, oh my god, this is so horrible, you like women that look this way. Meanwhile, they're attracted to a motherfucking— look at what this is. That's a lizard. That's not a human. That's a motherfucking lizard right there. And you're mad that guys like girls with larger than average chests. And you're reading a book about having sex with a lizard. What the hell is going on?
Their smut openly in bookstores.
Yes.
They proudly pose in front of their smut collections. They discuss their smut openly on TikTok.
Yep.
They go to smut conventions and get by 9-foot-tall shirtless wendigos. Now, I know what you are thinking. Shoo, isn't this the pot calling the kettle degenerate?
What do you mean?
Yes, it is. But have you considered it takes one to truly know one? You see, women are strange, fascinating creatures. For centuries, men have tried to figure us out. Our mood is affected by the tides and the moon. We
Nobody
bleed
knows
for 5
why.
days and don't die. By painting my face, I can instantly shapeshift from a 4 to a 6. We are
Oh,
truly
wow.
mysterious, magical creatures. But one of the most mysterious aspects of women to men is our sexuality. You see, us women are not like those disgusting moids. No, we are sophisticated. We are evolved. We don't watch videos of strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. You read about strangers slapping their sweaty bodies together. It's different, okay? You don't understand.
Of course.
It's okay when we do it. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the rapidly growing popularity of dark romance on TikTok.
By the way, this isn't anything new. There was a girl in my Warcraft guild in Burning Crusade that used to put peanut butter on herself and have her dog eat her out. So it's not like this is a new phenomenon or anything like that. This has been going on for a long time.
Let's
That's
take
just
a break
what happened.
from all this depressing
What?
political news and talk about something silly.
That's
Not
what
that
happened.
those political things aren't important. Trust me, they are. You should be keeping up with politics and the news when you can. I know it can be difficult to do, but fear not. I have an app for that. So before we get into this video, let's quickly give a shout out to our sponsor, Ground News. So thank you to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad.
That's me.
right?
Yeah.
So let's get back to the video. Book Talk is a very interesting place, and any book fans out there know how it has absolutely destroyed the hobby of literature and just flooded it with absolute slop. Spicy slop. You see, books on TikTok are not rated by how well they are written or how good the characters are.
How many people
they are
like them,
rated
right?
by the spice. And what does spice mean?
Porn.
Porn.
Yes!
It means porn. Spice level is very important to book talkers. How much spice does a book have? What are the spiciest books they have ever read? How spicy?
Why is it always white women? I can't say why. Maybe in a couple years, whenever things are a little bit... oh man. If there were no rules on this website, I could go on about this for an hour, okay?
The spiciest book going viral on Book Talk lately is none other than Morning Glory Milking Farm by C.M. Nascosta. Violet is a typical down-on-her-luck millennial, mid-20s, overeducated, and drowning in debt. Oh my god!
Yeah, that's so me, right?
She's just like me!
Exactly. Yep, I fucking knew it.
On the verge of moving into her parents' basement, when a lifeline appears in the form of a very unconventional job in the neighboring Cambric Creek.
Yes.
She has no choice but to grab it with both hands. Morning Glory Farm offers full-time hours, full benefits, and generous pay with no experience needed. There's only one catch. The clientele is...
Just say it.
Grade A certified prime beef.
Yeah.
With the manly, meaty endowments to... Okay.
Morning Glory Milking Farm is actually a profound critique of late-stage capitalism and toxic masculinity. In this text, we see the sensation in her coochie is actually the tingling sensation of a Marxist revolution.
Yeah, no way. No, it's gotta be a meme.
This is every fucking BreadTube video to me, dude. This is every Jack Saint video. So I actually read the book myself, and I'm not gonna lie. The 19th Amendment needs to be abolished.
I don't have a comment on that.
Like I said, the story is basically this millennial named Violet, and she gets a job basically working at Big Pharma in Narnia, where they harvest Minotaur milk to make Viagra for human males.
Oh, God.
And I read the whole thing. Probably
how was it?
Some kind of watch list. But listen, this is my job, okay?
Yeah, this could be, like, everybody asks, like, you know, because whenever I said that 85% of the population should be disenfranchised and shouldn't be allowed to vote, I think that Trump should subpoena all of Amazon's sales of this book and then find out every person who bought this book, and then they can't vote anymore. And I think we could do this, because if you read the Constitution, it says everybody has the right to vote. Okay, they can vote. But nobody ever says that they have the right to have the vote counted, right? So they can vote, it's just that we don't count those votes. So nope, they never said anything about counting votes. They only said something about being able to vote. So why not, right?
What I do is far more dignified and normal.
Yeah.
Now, let's take a look at some of these notes I wrote. Let's see. Big dick and balls. At one point, she says the term, and I quote.
Pull it up.
The seam of his sack. So I'm reading this, and the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, he probably has, like, a human head, right? He probably, like, looks something like this, like, you know, just a dude.
No.
Then I see the official artwork. That's a...
That's the official artwork.
Cow.
That's a cow.
Bro is a cow. Bro is a straight up cow.
It, yeah.
In a few parts, they're being intimate, and it will be like, his hooves clip-clopped. My hooves will tear up your sheets. And it's like, I'm sorry, his what? At one point, she describes kissing him. And I swear to God, it was more disgusting than anything else described in this book. She's like describing how big and wide his mouth is and how big and like slimy his tongue is. She's like describing the shit, and you're just like, that's a cow. I mean, we are at a solid 5.5 on the Barbeau scale here. This is dangerous territory, folks.
This is, you're right. I mean, this is a lot monster fucker spectrum. See, this is the old one. See, like you used to have this was an old one, furry chart. And so now they have a new one. I guess this is the one for the new generation. But this was the old one that everybody remembers back from 3,000 years ago. and blame Twilight. I think Twilight was the icebreaker for this. You're right about that. Yeah, and you go back and you watch Twilight, and that's pretty fucking normal compared to this.
She also f***ers his ass. She f***ers the cow's ass. By the way, if you want an uncensored version of this video and all my videos, Patreon. Go to Patreon, become a member.
Normal.
All members
yeah,
get
that's
the
what people do.
Version of every video, so you can hear me talking about s***ing and f***ing and f***ing a cow's ass. Is that what you freaks want? Anyway, I like how in this fantasy world, student loans still exist.
So, oh my god. I think that really goes to show how bad it is for these girls. They can imagine themselves fucking a minotaur, but they can't imagine losing their student loans.
Like, we can imagine a world with minotaurs and humans in a relationship, but we can't imagine a world without student loans. Sad. Oh, and he has one of those bull rings, like the nose ring theory septum rings. This world that means, like, you're married, but apparently he's divorced. The man is divorced. This is a divorced cow with a cow ex-wife. The lore is deep.
How do you...
The funniest part,
is
though,
that,
has
is that
to be
part of the
when
book?
they go on a date. I need to just read this to you. When the bill arrived, she attempted to pull a handful of carefully folded bills from her wristlet before he stopped her. No, that's absolutely not how that away. She'd not thought about it until the day after their first dinner together, realizing that in mortification that she ought to have attempted to pay her half. What kind of feminist are you? She asked.
Oh my god. This is the 19th Amendment. That's it? That's the one, huh?
She couldn't remember the last time she'd been out and hadn't paid for her half, including her coffee date with Carson Tinsley. She had come prepared that night, several weeks of her tips smoothed and tucked into her wristlet. But I didn't even offer to pay half the other night and shouldn't have Violet, if the commanding rumble of his voice hadn't silenced her. The heat of his hand dropping to her knee would've. I don't want you to feel like- I don't want you to feel that you don't have any agency here. I might be the one giving all the orders, but you hold all the cards.
Jesus
Your comfort
Christ.
is the only thing that counts right now.
And to think that these girls are complaining about guys talking to AI companions. And to think, bro, how do they read this? Well, I could, okay, I think maybe in a year I might be able to answer that question, okay? Like, we're not far enough to where I could answer that question and not get in trouble.
And if I overstep, to know you can tell me so. But that's not happening. Don't think I'm unaware we're at different points in our careers. You can say no, you can say you don't want to see me again. You can tell me to stop coming to the farm when you're working. It's dinner, not a down payment of your time. But I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone. So when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story.
Man.
She was a good feminist, she told herself, and she definitely couldn't be bought.
So the female fucking fantasy is to... It's all ego. Everything about it is ego. This is insane to me. It's a self-insert. I mean, what do you think? They all are like this. Yeah, reject. Yeah, and how does a cow get money? Like, what about that? I mean, I guess that it like.
But if he had suggested at that moment that he would have appreciated a blowjob, she would have fallen face first on his cock with an open mouth without a shred of hesitation. Inside every woman, there are two wolves.
Oh my god.
Or two bulls. The strong, independent girl boss and the submissive, doting housewife.
Yeah.
And in the presence of a masculine man, or a farm animal, she will fold like a
cow
chair and instantly return to factory settings.
It's dinner, not a down payment for your time, but I'm in a position to comfortably spoil someone, so when you're with me, I'm spoiling you. End of story. I said, okay, I highlighted that paragraph for myself.
Clean up aisle 5. So that's what I thought of it. But what did other people think of it? What are the reviews on this book?
That's the kind of person that's telling you that you're not normal for liking Stellar Blade or that you need help because you're a gooner. Okay, you have to understand that. That's the person that's telling you that there's something wrong with you because you like women with, you know, like whatever preference that you have. That's the one. So a 4.1K, a 3.6, 59,000 ratings. Millions of people bought this book. I guarantee it.
This book has a 4.1 on Amazon with 21,000 ratings.
Yeah.
And a 3.6 on Goodreads with nearly 60,000 ratings. Let's just read some random ones.
So does it just get...
Hear me out. A milking good time. Sweet and creamy. The spice is spicing. I was very leery of starting this because I thought it was just going to be porn. The plot is pretty good.
Jesus Christ.
Plot? Please. This is like the new, I read Playboy for the articles.
Yeah.
Like, sure you do. This book could kill a Victorian child. 5.
I'll never look at a jug of... I'll be right back. This is this is not good, guys. Like, we got a real situation, boys.
Stars. I'll never look at a jug of milk the same. I think I'm lactose intolerant now. So that happened.
Yeah.
Our eyes will never see the gates of heaven.
That's
1 star.
true.
Not a helpful guide. This book failed to teach me how to milk a cow, and now my family has no food for the winter.
Good.
1 star. Accidentally ordered while on pain medication after an operation. Gave
Okay, that's the only one that's acceptable.
this to my mom as a joke gift for Christmas. You what? Lesai.
Yeah.
Why can't human males be more like this?
Okay, there we go.
Tall, rich, and handsome are no longer enough,
No.
boys. Now you have to be a 9-foot-tall creature from Greek mythology with a 13-inch dick. I never want to hear from another
Only
person about how they
13?
read 100 books in a year if this is the kind of slop they are consuming.
Yeah.
Well, Ronald, man detected,
Yeah.
this isn't for you. This is for women. So take your ass back to Barely Legal Babysitter 5 or whatever the you watch that is so morally superior than this. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone, okay? God bless
Yeah, I mean,
America.
a lot of guys, I mean, you had guys pre-ordering the Little Tay OnlyFans for 7 years. When she turned 18, you do the math, right? And so, like, I do think that it's just bad, bro. Like, it's bad out there. Like, things are getting crazy. And you know what I think? I think it's just about to get worse.
It's great to live in a country where I can casually enjoy cozy erotica about a young woman who milks her way to financial security and true love with a minotaur. This is what freedom looks like, and I intend to fully
How
enjoy
about
it
that?
before the Supreme Court takes this right away next.
And also, wait a minute. By the way, so all of the women buying this, their fantasy book is basically them jerking a guy off for money. That's it? I feel like, you know, it's one of those things where the more things change, the more they stay the same.
If this is what freedom looks like,
Yeah.
I'm really rethinking my stance on freedom, not gonna lie.
See?
Maybe we
I
should
told
have
you
less
guys.
of it. All
I
I know
told
is
you
if
guys.
Donald Trump takes the monster porn, we are going to make 2020 look like a picnic.
Yeah.
Okay? Bull cock matters. Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah.
That out. Editor, edit that out. Women are gonna be picking up Animal Farm now, like, where's the horse cock? Some of you people owe a certain humor and apology because this book has way too many 5 stars. Some of you are lying. So after buying this book, Amazon has given me a few interesting recommendations. Would you like to see them?
No.
I accidentally summoned a demon boyfriend. That time I got drunk and saved a demon. Gentling the beast. Cupcakes for my orc enemy. Mane of my existence.
Oh my god.
The gargoyle and the spinster. The widow and the orcs.
No.
Hoarded by the dragon.
That's literally, but that's not even, that's not even that's literally just a dragon. It's not even like a guy with horns or any, it's just, that's a lizard.
Getting it on with gargoyles. Got
What? Book 1. Oh no.
mated to the mountain bear. Oh,
Mated?
So this
So
is
that's why they chose the bear, right? That's what she's gonna say?
why they chose the bear.
Of course. Yeah. This is insane.
The billionaire orc. Moth manager. Wolves and whipped cream. The wolf in my tavern. Pounded by produce. Oh.
There's no way. Okay, this one's gotta be a joke, right? I mean, like, this has gotta be a joke. Like, there's no way, guys.
Are these the books the Nazis burned?
My husband only reads finance and sci-fi books, and so I think it's about time that I introduce him to some real literature. So the first book that I would like to introduce you to is called Morning Glory Milking Farm.
That poor man. You gotta take her internet away. You gotta get her back to, like, making butter or something like that, right? like taking care of chickens.
And it's not a normal milking farm like with cows. What it is it's big, bulky minotaurs, and it's a special type of milking.
My favorite part about this is that I don't even know if there is a husband there. Like, because maybe it is, right? Maybe it is, but it could just be her talking to herself.
See, honey, she's his stepsister, and she got stuck in the washing machine again. Women on TikTok are openly proudly talking about the porn they consume and getting mad at people when they make fun of it.
Yes.
I hereby ban men from reacting to romantasy on TikTok.
You've got to understand, Jezebel is just a website for a bunch of fat women to complain about men. That's all. That's all there is to it. I mean, it's not you're not going to read anything interesting on here. That's all there is to it.
Best-selling romantasy books like A Roses and A Fourth Wing contain descriptions of hot sex.
Yeah.
I feel like that's common knowledge, if not their primary purposes. But in recent months, book talk has become full of men clutching their pearls while reacting to steamy scenes from these popular female-centered books. Obviously, this is all a massive performance. We live in the age of OnlyFans. The odds are that these men have seen actual porn that defies the laws of physics and God.
Yeah, but the difference is that they do it in incognito mode. They don't do it on their main account. That's the difference. If you want to jerk off to like a flower or something like that can suck your dick, go ahead. Or a bull, or a lizard, or some other, like, I could come up with a lot of these. But at the end of the day, do it in incognito mode and delete your fucking history. Nobody needs to see this.
Over 90% of men between the ages 16 and 73 watch porn in any random month. Their statistics say all of these guys are shocked by the sex itself. What they are gawking at is sex from the perspective of female desire, scenes that depict women coming first and frequently. And what they are surprised by is the women they know love these scenes. In one video, a guy declares, "Now I know why women enjoy book clubs and wine." But his astonishment in itself is astonishing. Like, what do you think adult women were into? Not having sex and drinking wine? Grow up. Imagine—
Well, I think that they were just hoping that they would imagining it with a guy and not a bear, right? I mean, like, I think this is definitely, I mean, this is a lot. Like a human, like not a zucchini. Why are we getting upset about these ugly Karens? It's fine. They'll stay alone with their fantasy gargoyle for the rest of their lives. Okay, so this is the thing, is that the reason why it annoys me is because these are the same ones that are liking tweets that are trying to tell developers of video games that people shouldn't expect to have attractive female characters. And the reason why, here's the reason why, it's because they're fat and old and they don't like seeing young attractive women because it makes them feel insecure. That's the entire reason why. There's no fine print. There's no other reason. That's the beginning, middle, and end of what their problem is. That's it.
A group of men sitting around drinking wine, discussing the porn they watch. That is what you guys are essentially doing. It's just funny, okay? Like, it's funny. Are we really going to pretend that a story about a young woman getting a job milking mythical creatures to pay off her student debt is not funny? It's funny. If that makes me a sexist and misogynist—
I just think that the funniest thing is that, you know, you've come full circle horseshoe theory with feminism here, right? Where women are such feminists and they care so much about equality that their idea of a fantasy is sucking a dude's dick for money. Like, really? I mean, you go all the way around and we're back to the beginning.
You got me. To act like you are so different and above
a Minotaur,
the other gooners,
that's true.
It's just— it's silly. I'm sorry, but you are no different than Joe Schmo jorking it to fat booty Latinas in Space 12. You're sitting there all high and mighty, one hand on the book, acting like you're so superior because you can perfectly envision a horse cock spinning 360 degrees in your mind.
Wow.
I'm not impressed.
Wow.
The scenes these men are reading, to many people, myself included, are insanely sexy. But purely in terms of the acts being described, they aren't all that lurid. And as many of the comments on these videos point out, there is much wilder stuff out there. For example, these men have clearly not yet discovered nodding, a popular term in romantasy right now that involves werewolves whose penises get so swollen after sex they have to stay inside their partners until the swelling subsides.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know about that. That's impressive. I learned something today. No, and I've never heard of that before.
Oh, honey, that's not a popular trend in romantasy. That's just a thing real dogs do. Oh, you just don't get it. You don't know what knotting is. What are these women reading, bro? What happened to that, like, stupid fucking corny thing, going home for Christmas to your hometown and falling in love with the cute farmer boy? What happened to that?
Well, it's not the farmer boy, it's the farmer animals.
We truly did not know what we had.
It's not that much different, right?
Now women out here fantasizing about getting their asses clapped by demons and werewolves and goblins and ghouls. I remember when 50 Shades of Grey came out and people were like, oh my god, this is so crazy. Women are crazy. 50 Shades of Grey looks like missionaries through a bedsheet for the sole purpose of procreation compared to the shit the average woman on TikTok is reading. At least Christian Grey was a human man and not a fucking dog. You fantasize about dating the quiet, shy, nerdy girl. You know, she's innocent, she's pure, she's not like those other girls, like going out clubbing and hooking up with random men. No, she's at home, curled up by the fire in a blanket, reading a book, except that book is about f***ing a half man, half bull.
I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, this is bad. Yeah, it's a lot. Can we agree this is demonic, my fellow Christians? Hey, guys, I've been hearing a lot about another set of the Crusades. I've been hearing about people talking about that a lot recently.
Let me let you in on a little secret. The quiet, nerdy girl is way more of a freak than the average hoe. Are you kidding me? It's not even close.
Nah, this is true. There was this one girl that I was talking to, and I introduced her to a game called The Coffin of Andy and Laylee. And 3 days later, I mean, we were still friends at this point, I thought, but she decided that we were more than that. And she sent me, like, a fucking, like, 7 pages of like some erotica story that she wrote about the two characters. I was like, what the fuck? Oh my god.
The average hoe might have a body count of like 15 or so, but the quiet nerdy girl is fantasizing about getting back shots from Cthulhu.
It's the first draft.
That is at least 100 bodies. Now listen, there's nothing.
Oh, but that's a pretty pretty like common thing. So the guy that did this right here, he also did paintings and artistry of women being pleasured by an octopus. So this has been going on for a while.
Inherently wrong with fantasizing, okay?
Oh,
There's nothing wrong
Release
with
the Kraken.
Play. You know, fiction is fiction. You know, you're not actually going to bang your stepsister, right? These women are not actually going to bang a cow.
Why would you say that? I mean, there was that girl in my Warcraft guild. I mean, fuck. Like, I feel like it's like what I wonder what this is. Oh god, this is. I'm not even gonna ask the question. I wonder what the probability is that people do weird shit like this with their pets. I wonder, like, what is the percentage? Is it 3%? Is it 0.3%? Is it 15%? I don't want to know, but I'm curious. Because I bet it's higher than you think.
We all know there is a difference between fantasy and reality. Well, what happens when they try to bring fantasy into reality? Well, you get Sinners and Stardust.
What? Do you want your biggest dreams to become a reality? What is this? Like I was
what in the eyes wide shut is going on here? Sinners and Stardust was supposed to be a dark romance ball for romantasy authors and fans alike. So what's the big deal? Seems like a fun, sexy time, right? Maybe, if you're a woman. If you're a man, the night may have gone a little differently for you. Alright, y'all, it appears I have to make a post that I'm frankly pretty goddamn upset I have to make.
Jesus.
This post is for the readers who don't understand consent and boundaries only. A lot of you may know my good friend Animus. He's attended a signing of mine in the past and obviously is a musical artist. This past weekend, he attended Sinners and Stardust and probably had one of the most heartbreaking experiences. So listen, he's a man, right? But do we think that means it's okay to put your hands all over him without consent? Or to put your
This is what people do. They do this. This is super common, by the way. It's extremely common. Like, you go to a convention, people will touch you in all kinds of ways. Like, I've had this happen even to me. Like, people have done this. I think it's probably been like maybe 3 or 4 times, something like that, as people have inappropriately touched me at a convention. And nobody cares. I hate being touched. I mean, I don't really say this a lot, right? Because it's not a big, like, I don't like encouraging it because I don't literally like it. But I really mean this. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. Like, it's not like if somebody touches me in a certain way, it's going to make me gay, right? So, like, I don't really give a shit. But, like, you're not supposed to do it, right? You're not supposed to do this. Gage? Yeah, are you sure? Yeah, I'm actually, like, it literally, like, whenever it happened, I was just like, okay, well, all right. Well, anyway, I'll see you later. And I was like, well, you want to get a hot dog? Like, I didn't even think about it. Like, straight up, I never even thought about it. Yeah, I never even considered it. And I don't know, like, maybe I'm a weird guy, but like, yeah, no, there's a lot of inappropriate touching that happens at all kinds of conventions like this. Like, it's super, super common.
Hands in his waistband or down his pants or touch his dick. Hello?
That's
Do we
a
think
lot.
it's okay to quite literally back him into a corner and touch all over him to the point that he literally cannot tell how many hands are on him and whose are whose? Do we think it's okay to send him into an actual panic attack because of this? Furthermore, do we think it's okay to interrogate him and insist he detail how he'd kidnap a woman, despite him repeatedly saying he wouldn't do that and, you know, that shit is fiction?
Yeah.
And then attempt to follow him when he tries to get away? During the time of this mob, him and another author received notification that an air tag was tracking him, which showed on his person all the way to his hotel room.
This is crazy, bro. Like, see, this is, there's a like, remember, like, think about all the, again, I've said this before, how many ancient societies have some form of female-coded mythological creature that is a sex-crazed animal that will suck the life out of you? There's like 3 I can think of right off the top of my fucking head. There's a, like, how is it that every single ancient society came to the same conclusion? Like, what do you think the odds are of that?
They molested this guy until he passed out from anxiety.
Yeah.
And then they put a f***ing tracker on him in order to stalk him back to his hotel.
Of course.
This poor guy dressed like a character in one of the romantasy books at this romantasy convention full of women. That is like throwing roast beef into a pit of wolves.
It's like throwing roast beef into a pit of roast beef.
Or in this case, throwing a wolf into a pit of roast beef.
Oh.
I remember years ago, there was this thing called cosplay is not consent.
Oh, yeah, this is, exactly. No, this is 100% what it is. I didn't think she'd make that joke, honestly. Like, because that's kind of a bad one.
Sure,
How do you complain this time if you're getting harassed? I mean, I think that, like, if you get harassed by somebody like this, like, every time that it's happened to me, I just ignore it. I just ignore it and like, I don't even think about it. But yeah, I mean, if other people don't like it, I mean, like, I stick up for other people that get made uncomfortable. Absolutely. I have to. Right. I mean, was it mostly dudes? Yeah. I mean, like, there was a couple of situations where it wasn't, but like, yeah, it's mostly, I've had dudes grab my dick multiple times. Yeah. It's just how it is.
Attention to the fact that people at conventions would often come up to women dressed in sexy costumes and just grope and grab them without their consent. Yeah, apparently we have to bring that back because these women did not get the memo. I've been a furry for over a decade and did a lot of fur cons. Sometimes weird shit happens, but honestly, I can't believe the dark romance crowd is out here acting like this. Like, me and my buddies in our fursuits are more respecting of consent and bodily autonomy. Get your shit together, y'all. When the furries are calling you out for being freaks,
that's bad.
You need to reflect. Something has gone horribly wrong. Not only were the men at this book talk convention assaulted, but women were also assaulted by women, including a performer reported being assaulted there as well. Even an author there said she was groped and dragged away from her friends and said no matter how many times she said no, quote, "My words did nothing." May I remind you, this is a book convention, okay? For
yeah, I guess not.
Books. Literal BDSM clubs are more respectful than this.
Yeah. Well, I think it's also because, like, they don't really have any expectation for it, right? I mean, like, if you're certain women with rock stars, women are far more sexually aggressive than dudes as a collective because it's cute. I think that the reason why is because women see it as more socially acceptable. And it is. It's generally more socially acceptable in our culture for women to be sexually aggressive than for men to. And I think that there's a lot of logical reasons for that. Like, for example, like, men can, like, basically a man can always physically control that. Like, whenever a man is being physically aggressed on by a woman, 99 times out of 100, he can, at the end of the day, control that level of aggression. Whereas when a woman is being physically aggressed on by a man, sexually aggressed on by a man, she can't control that for obvious reasons because women are smaller, right? And so that's it. And so, like, I get it. Like, I know the reason why. I mean, it makes sense if you think about it, but it's like there's a lot of people, and you guys know this if you've ever been in a situation like this, like something happens to you, and like I'm the kind of guy, like I'm not, I just like, most people just are shocked by it happening and they just let it happen. If he does that, he'll become a joke and he'll get mocked. Well, that is another thing, is that guys that don't like it, then like women are like, what are you, gay? What are you, gay? And then simultaneously they're talking about how much they love gay people. Like, well, why are you, if you love gay people, then why are you using it as an insult? What's wrong with you? It's so weird, isn't it? Who called you gay? Everybody in middle school. I actually, my mom caught me looking at porn, and I was 11. I just got the internet. Really great internet. I was the first person with the internet in my neighborhood, and so mom caught me looking at porn, obviously, instantaneously. And so she asked me, she's like, why? And I managed to guilt trip her, and I said that I had to because everybody in school was bullying me, calling me gay. And she actually bought into it. She didn't get mad. Like, I still feel like, I mean, bro, like, I was 11, bro, like, and I just came up with that shit, right? Oh my God, no, I was smart. Like, really, it worked. You go to lying. I mean, well, you gotta, the thing is that if you're lying to, I hate to say this, but if you're lying to a girl, the best way to do it is to emotionally manipulate them. If you can activate their emotions on something, you can tell them anything that they want to hear, and you can get them to believe it, right? And so I learned this. I was like fucking 6 or 7 years old, because like I would lie to my teachers, and like all my female teachers, I could lie to them and just immediately fucking get it, right? But then like any guy teacher, I tried it. He's like, no, why'd you really do it though?
Because clearly some are unable to tell the difference between fantasy and reality.
Yeah.
Ivy Lipton, a doctoral candidate in human sexuality, actually wrote about this for EV Magazine.
Yeah?
I don't know what a doctoral candidate in human sexuality is, but she's hot, so I trust her.
Yeah,
Your brain
she's
on
right.
orgasms isn't neutral. Dopamine release during climax is a powerful conditioning agent. What you repeatedly fantasize about becomes necessary for arousal. If your erotic imagination centers around abuse, monstrous violence, and submission to non-human entities, your brain is reprogramming itself to crave just that. It's not empowerment, it's neuroplasticity at its dark. Scientists, psychologists, and the general public often state that men are visual and women are emotional. When it comes to sex, men can be turned on instantly by a sexual image to spite their mood, and women need to be turned on emotionally to get in the mood. So it stands to reason that porn for men is visual and porn for women is in the mind. I'm not equating porn to smut novels, because one is a video of two people actually having real sex, and the other is, well, just words on paper. I am, however, talking about the effect on the consumer.
I think she's right about that. There's even a term for this, and, you know, it's like I always wondered, like, why is it that every woman isn't a lesbian? Because, like, I think a lot of guys are ugly. It's like, I don't know how's this ever going to work out, but, you know, a lot of them actually like guys because of their personality. It kind of ruled me out, but, you know, I've learned that over the years.
We know watching porn is bad for the brain. That's been proven and only rejected by who don't want to give it up. But is reading smut bad? You might say, duh, that's the whole point. Okay, fair enough. So let me rephrase. Is reading smut harmful?
I think it's probably like everything else, where if you read a lot of it and you hyperfixate on it and you use it as a escape or a replacement for real life, it's bad. But it's not bad if it's done with a degree of moderation, just like fucking everything else. Let me guess what the answer to this is, okay?
Shame people for things that are wrong, immoral, or harmful. In my line of work, I've been told many times that shame has no place in sex. In my brain, for 2 seconds, it's clear that line of thinking is nonsense.
It's bullshit.
Incest should be shamed, bestiality should be shamed, pedophilia should be shamed. I'm not equating monster smut with these things.
I mean, monster smut and bestiality. What really is the difference here? Like, this is like 6.5 dozen. You just changed the name. Like, what are we doing here?
Along the spectrum of harmful. Conditioning your brain and body to associate pleasure with monsters, slavery, or sexual violence is not healthy.
Yep.
Basically, they're cooked. Like, women are cooked. They are frying their brains with this stuff.
Yeah.
It's a pipeline, right? It's like the infamous evil alt-right pipeline. You know, you start watching Shoe on Head, owning the feminists in 2015, and then in 2025, you're hailing Hitler, right? You know.
I was going to say you're watching me, but yeah, there could be that too.
And this one's like, you're reading Morning Glory Milking Farm, and the next thing you know, you're Mrs. Hands, right?
Man, I bet there's like 50 people in this chat that knows what she's talking about. And I am one of them. We watched that, me and Dylan and my friend David and my other friend Dylan. I remember we watched that in chemistry class whenever we were in 11th grade. It was a video of a man that let a horse fuck him so hard it killed him. He died. High school was crazy.
Just say no to monster porn. But why is monster smut so popular with women in particular? Like, you rarely see the opposite, and when you do, it's just a girl with cat ears and fangs,
cat ears,
or like a 10-foot-tall dommy-mommy vampire.
Yeah, that's
with
a good one.
Titties. Meanwhile, women are like,
that.
I want to f the pollution monster from Fern Gully.
I think you do. I think you see a lot of the same thing. I think that there's a lot of guys that like the like, there's a lot of, like, weird stuff that guys are into with women, but it's also, I think the reason, well, I'll see her reason. Like, I think the reason is the inner, like, the anonymity kind of it.
So people on Reddit asked this very question. Let's see the responses. Why do you guys like monster romances?
Asking for a friend. Yeah,
Several reasons. 1, human men are quite often terrible. Romance books with human men are already partly fantasy, but monsters just takes the fantasy bit further. 2, it's sort of human nature to imagine relationships with paranormal beings and creatures.
Okay.
Been doing it in literature and art for centuries. It's just gotten a lot more graphic now, lol.
But no, every time where it happens, like, I mean, when the girl, like the Minotaur, for example, the reason why the Minotaur existed is because there was this girl and Poseidon wanted to fuck the shit out of her, but she didn't want to. And so because of that, Poseidon got mad and made her attracted to a cow. Like, that's what happened. I mean, it's not like this was, was it Zeus? I thought it was Poseidon. Okay, I got it wrong.
Very mean, terrifying creature is sweet to her, kind, takes care of her, protects her, works hard to be gentle.
She's special. She's different, she's special, of course. How could I not have predicted this?
Because the monsters are less dangerous than dating actual men. Fat woman of color. Modern, contemporary, and even fantasy romances are hard to click to because they are almost always about thin white women and just too realistic, and romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women/women of color.
Oh, this is a Nazi could have said this.
In monster alien romance, women and just too realistic, and romance in real life is not always attainable for fat women/women of color.
Can you imagine how much trouble I would get in if I said that? Like, they'd be mad at me for, like, I would get in trouble if I said that.
In monster alien romance, though, my size doesn't matter, and it's easier to get into that headspace and enjoy it. I'm sick of the men on Earth and looking for some variety. Non-humans haven't betrayed and hurt me, so they feel like a safe haven, if that makes sense. Plus the unusual dick. Monsters have big, fun-shaped cocks. I love some bizarre peen. Unique genitalia. I don't know what I was expecting, honestly.
That's crazy.
A lot of women's smut, especially monster smut, is about submission, domination, forced breeding, non-consensual consent.
Of course.
The women are like conquered and taken and overpowered by these monsters.
Yeah.
And I think many of these women are reading these books containing monsters and not men because masculinity and dominance in men has been completely demonized in modern society.
Well, they say that, but like anytime, like the thing is that this is my opinion, is that I think women like to have men that take charge, but not necessarily take control or take lead. Like, I think people like having somebody else lead them, but not necessarily tell them what to do. And I think there's a lot of people that either do both or neither.
But the truth is, many women still crave it. You see, the monsters in these stories have those like dominant masculine traits that women like so much, but they're not human men. They have all these traits women desire out the problematic baggage human men bring,
come on.
without being the men they hate or have been told to hate.
No, somebody brought up a good point. See, remember like in Mario, it's like, how is it that Princess Peach always keeps getting captured by Bowser? Like, what are the odds of that? Like, I don't know. I don't think there's like no way that's what happened, right? I mean, there's just no way.
It is the perfect guilt-free slop. But they don't just want a wild dominant man. They want to tame a wild dominant man. Similar to when a man sees an art hoe with a nose ring, you can save her from her daddy issues. You can do it. It definitely—
No, you can't. No, you can't. Number one. And I think it's also the power fantasy and it's an ego trip, right? It's that this guy that has everything and he's like really popular and successful and, you know, all these other things, he's going to change what he's doing just for you because you are special. That's what it is.
Won't backfire and ruin your life. Go for it. Go talk to her. Danger and aggression, but also the desire to tame that danger and aggression. The desire to be that special woman who can melt his heart. You see, my dragon boyfriend could rip me to shreds and kill me instantly, but he won't because he's nice.
Because you're special. Yes.
But honestly, at the end of the day, just like the video I made about the anime girl in a wheelchair where men were saying, this is the average male fantasy, and a bunch of women were like, you want to rape a disabled girl? When in reality,
of course,
it was just a distilled manifestation of the average male fantasy, which is to protect and provide for a sweet woman and save her. This is like basically the flip of that, right? This is just the distilled manifestation of the female fantasy. Men are seeing this and they're saying, what do you mean you want to milk a minotaur? When in reality, it's just to have a big, strong protector and provider swoop you up and save you. And like I said in that video, they are basically both the same fantasy. This is a tale as old as time, the princess being saved from the dragon by
the more things change, the more they stay the same.
A knight in shining armor, whether the dragon be a wheelchair or student loans, you know? But in this case, the woman is being f***ed by the dragon.
That's
and the
right.
knight sits in the corner and watches or something, I don't know. Maybe it's not that deep. There are some hungers better starved than fed. And maybe as women, for the sake of society, we have to starve our hunger for minotaur p***ness.
I don't think there's a problem with girls looking at this shit. It's fine. It's just the problem. See, the issue is that the kind of girls that do it, like, you have to understand that, like, every girl that most of the girls that are getting into this, there's probably, like, already been, like, 5, like, this is, like, stage 7 of having a problem, right? And so, like, this girl's already gone through 6 other stages of having problems. So, like, by the time that you get to this stage, I think that really, I mean, you might as well just do it at that point. Right? Yeah. I mean, this is mental illness. Yeah, you already cooked, bro. Like, that's it.
That's the moral of this video.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So what do you guys think? What is your theory? Why is the monster romance genre so popular with women in particular?
I think it's really simple. I think women just like it because, again, like, they get to... It's yeah, I mean, she's right. It's kind of like the quintessential male-female fantasy, like, of the power dynamic without the guilt of it being with a guy.
Who is your weirdest hear me out?
Oh, God.
Be honest. I don't want to hear no Lola Bunny, okay? You all know mine already.
That's...
It's not that he's a fish, okay? He has an energy, okay? He has a vibe.
Right.
You know what? Never mind. And I will see you guys again really soon with a new video. Bye!
Man, that's something special. Really, like, that's crazy. Wow. Oh god, I don't think it's bad as long as it's fantasy. Yeah, that's the problem though, right? What a great video. Yeah.
Oh, how the Bowl Man is a progressive, by the way. He's a feminist. He voted for Hillary. He would have voted for Obama 3 times if he could.
You know what? I think she's telling the truth. I think she's probably right. Yeah. I will say about this, though, is that a lot of the people that get invested and, like, weirded out by a lot of this, like, weird stuff that people do, I think whatever you want to do behind closed doors, as long as it's consensual, I don't really give a shit. Like, you want to read monster porn, go ahead. You want to read weird incest anime, go ahead. I don't really care. It's not real. It doesn't matter. Who gives a shit, really? Like, am I really going to invest my time into trying to, like, micromanage what somebody does, like, with their own personal life? Really? And that's the way that I feel. Do it in moderation. Well, and also don't try to normalize it. This is the other big fucking issue that I have, is that you have a lot of these people that get into weird stuff and they want everybody else to be like, yeah, totally, man. Oh, that's so true. Yeah. Look at this lizard. Look at his big lizard dick. Oh, this is great. No, it's fucking weird. Like, stop trying to, like, make furry stuff stop trying to use furry imagery in public spaces. Stop trying to, like, have weird BDSM, illusions in spaces with, underage people. Like, stop doing it. You want to do it in on your own fucking, in your own little Discord group with the other 5 furries that are just as weird as you are. I think that's great. It's great for everybody. You're in your room and you're not fucking with anybody else, and I think that's perfect. But yeah, same thing with porn. It fucks up your brain. I don't know. I think porn is the same thing as anything else, where if you do it all the time, it's probably going to be bad, but if you do it sometimes, it's probably not going to be that bad. It's the same with almost everything. It's alcohol, drugs, a lot of things. And almost everything, like video games, like anything. In general, if you do something all the time and your life is being defined by it, then it becomes a problem. Like meth. Yes, of course. People take vaccines, they don't even know what's in them, yet they think gooning will ruin them. Okay, that's a bit different, okay? Like, it's not like there's a scientist that said, yeah, this book is 100% certified safe for you to goon to, right? So I think that's a little bit different, isn't it?